You know what I'm saying? They ain't fooling nobody, you know. But we see it look like probably Zio or whatever his name, Ward, and Impact Research poll survey votes in 40 competitive House districts across the nation found that while creepy ass Joe Biden has an edge over, how the fuck he get an edge over Donald J. Trump, who trying to save your dusty fucking idiotic asses, is unbelievable to me, because ain't none of y'all stepping up to do nothing except run behind Trump's coattail like a little child. You know what I'm saying? And talk about how much he did and what he did, and nobody else ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's evil he is, and nobody else ain't doing evil. Get the all with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing about no poster and that bullshit. Because if people is just that dumb after seeing what they did to you and what they're continuing to do to this country, using the border crisis in Ukraine and mixing it all up in the witch's pot to keep you confused while you running around here with that shit in you. You know what I'm saying? But we see creepy dumbass Biden, confronts a pissed off generation of young voters who may be decisive in 2024. One poster sees a flashing red light, signs on youth turnout as Generation Z and the millennial voters who are not satisfied with either party. You know what I'm saying? Could again play a decisive role in the next election. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They have a right to be pissed off with both parties. It's time to form a new one. It's time to kick the demon Democrats the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And any Republicans that ain't standing firm, get out. And if possible, and you continue, then my ancestor shit has got to go, along with all the people who have infiltrated it for years and even caused massacres on black people and were Republicans and even Democrats alike. So don't give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We see 2020, creepy ass Joe Biden scores a narrow electoral college victory with the decisive assist from young voters. But as the creepy ass president looked beyond his first term, his first cheating term into government, and his first corrupt term, and his corruptness always been there even before his term. Fuck out of here, right? You know what I'm saying? 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 Talking about Bruce too. Yeah. Many young voters are not, satisfied, presenting a fresh challenge as he heads into a likely rematch. What he's heading into, he shouldn't be going into no rematch. I should be getting the hell out of our government. No wonder the young kids are mad, and then he will try to psychologically brainwash them into believing that he's helping them in all ways. How is he helping you? I don't give a damn if he do, loan forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? The loan forgiveness that he's talking about is only based on getting the college kids and all the kids in college that believe that this will be the greatest thing to happen. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, he's using it as a political strategy to get you on his side. Same thing they're doing with the reparation talk. You know what I'm saying? That's to get dumbass niggas to believe that they really care about you. When the demon Democrats care about you, you should go back, like I said, and tell Jim Crow laws that they put on black people, the Ku Klux Klan, and many of these knucklehead fucking idiots that terrorizing black people so they could stay in power, so black people don't vote in the Republican Party. But we see Michael Cohen warns that Jack Smith over Trump. You know what I'm saying? Michael Cohen, a former personal attorney for Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Bear, warned Special Counsel Jack Smith on Saturday that he should take the president attempts to mega incite his mega base seriously when he makes threats against his rivals. You know what I'm saying? The president has repeatedly come after Smith, who was chosen by the Department of Justice. Of course, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that the Department of Justice would choose this jackass, Trump's attorney, to use him against Trump. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now, Jack Smith, his personal, Donald Trump personal attorney at one time, is now telling him all Trump's business. Fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? This is a setup, you know what I'm saying, that deserves an Oscar-winning trophy. You know what I'm saying? The DOJ to oversee, you know what I'm saying, he was chosen by the DOJ the DOJ lying ass to oversee its probe into Trump. Trump baby. On Truth Social Media Thursday, Trump wrote, for the first time in the history of the United States, lawyers and the legal system itself are under siege. All a gift from crooked, creepy-ass Joe Biden and Merrick the Nutcase Garland and, you know what I'm saying, deranged prosecutor Jack Smith. And Trump is 100% right. I don't give a damn if you never elected Trump again. I don't give a damn if you want to elect this beast that y'all trying to even talking about he have a chance and this and that and he got edge and all this bullshit on creepy ass nutcase family Biden and the rest of them blood sucking vampires that y'all seem to have signed contracts with and getting a whole lot of glory for money and all kind of trinkets from them while you sell the United States out to the foreign beast. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if that happened. He never win. But the point is, he is telling the truth. And that's one good thing I'm glad that he does. And he also tells the truth the way it exposes the truth the way we can see clearly now. You know, that y'all asses is full of shit. You know what I'm saying? But Trump also called Jack Smith a terrorist. And yes, he is. Yes, he is. All terrorists don't come shooting and using M60 and running through the street like a banshee. You know what I'm saying? Some terrorists come from within with a psychological plan and a psychological scheme and many schematical moves inside people's government in a free state like this. This is one of the worst things that we have in itself. You know what I'm saying? A free state is free, but it also needs to be protected to keep the freedom as it should be. You know what I'm saying? And Jack Smith ain't no more terrorism in an apparent on the Mark Levine show in January and said the prosecutor Smith should resign. Yes, he should not be in our government at all anymore. He should resign. He's got a conflict. He is a terrorist. He is a Trump hater. His best friends are what? Weissman and all of these characters, Lisa Monaco, you know what I'm saying, at the Justice Department, one of the top officials, you know what I'm saying, I'm listening to the name, Lisa Monaco, yeah, all kind of Latino people all up in our government because the even Democrats is in bed with everybody in that country, where they in the Baphomet Luciferian blood-sucking garbage that we see going on over there with that big Baphomet statue in church that they go over there and worship too, while they cut somebody open and probably drink the blood, dress all in black. That's where Hillary Clinton was not too long ago. They're crooked is. You know what I'm saying? But we see the Justice Department, one of the top officials, you know what I'm saying? And imagine that. Why couldn't it be a black person or some other body? You know what I'm saying? Why always gotta be them? You know what I'm saying? This is a disgraceful situation. He should resign. Smith is reportedly on the verge of issuing another indictment against Trump, according to the President of the United States, who this week said, you know, he received a target letter from the DOJ regarding Smith's investigation into Trump's role in the Capitol Hill. Yeah, but he still didn't answer the question as to why it was filled with all kind of Antifa, why you making it a conspiracy to say they weren't there, and why many other people saying it was loaded with FBI agents all over the place, all up in the crowd, all up acting as if they were the crowd and probably outnumbered the crowd. You know, fucking please. You know what I'm saying? Y'all piece of shit. You just putting that big show in front of our face and this and that. You know what I'm saying? We see Trump plea deal that could heal the country. You know what I'm saying? This company published, you know what I'm saying, July 22nd, 2023 at 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, updated, 7/22/23, 8:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming in by Douglas E., Sean or whatever his name is, and John, Laboria or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to struggle with your name. This is coming in, from what we see here on the opinion. You know what I'm saying? On the opinion. The views expressed by contributors or their own are, you know what I'm saying? The views expressed by the contributors are their own and not the views of the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we can dig that. But we see Donald J. Trump to be bad. He may soon, may soon for a third time in the past 4 months, be criminally indicted. One or more other indictments may be coming as well. Yeah, from a bunch of jackass lying motherfuckers who did worse than what he ever did. These serious charges, they're not serious, they're bullshit. To highlight a extreme division and deep seated polarization in our country over the possible conviction and the imprisonment of people. No. If Donald Trump goes to jail, then every single demon Democrat president needs to go to jail as well. That's a fact. And probably a whole bunch of other Republicans and other motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? Because Trump is not, from what you're telling me, with Stormy Daniels, documents, this, that, and the third. All that shit y'all did, the demon Democrats and every other motherfucker in this country running in the deep state bullshit, did the same fucking shit or worse. So we don't see why you focusing only on Trump and no one else. And then when it's time to focus on them, you have the FBI and the DOJ and every department trying to write letters to cover their fucking tracks. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it is true in itself, we shouldn't be looking at them dumb motherfuckers. We should be looking at what's going on in Ukraine and making sure that we know that shit is real and what's going down. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should be doing because, they love to fake the fucking funk. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? They love to fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? But we see where, the polarized in our country over the possible, convictions and imprisonment of the President of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that, who is also one of the two leading candidates of the president, leading candidates for president in the 2024 election. This singular issue threatens to overwhelm our political system. No, ain't overwhelming shit. Y'all been doing this garbage shit for so long. It's not even surprising, overwhelming, or none of that. Even when it came to what they did to the people in COVID-19 based on, their medical overstanding, still does not surprise us and it's not overwhelming. So get the hell on with that piece of dumbass shit. Talking about overwhelming our political system and deepening our national divide. What national divide? The people standing together more than ever. And if they ain't doing that, they just as dumb and as stupid, and we know you on the team. You know what I'm saying? Divide. And in the midst of, persecution, in the middle of an international situation, and an equal, unstable, unsettling state of domestic affairs. Man, get the hell on with that line ass, long winded story. You know what I'm saying? That you feel that you must say as a reporter, it seems like garbage to me. You're not reporting real news. You're reporting what they tell you to say. U.S. banks are abruptly freezing accounts, halting withdrawals without warning or explanation, reports say. Yeah, because they want to get rid of money so they can give you a card in your hand with 666 on it. And then when they're ready to cut your ass up because you don't want to, blood sucking and I guess LGBTQ children bomb, you know what I'm saying? And all kind of nasty, Baphomet Luciferian piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? You gonna sit up there. Even when we look at this situation here where this came out on the news and point blank got a hold of it, and I think it's straight, they should not have put it up here. This child should have rested. You know what I'm saying? And those who did the criminal act should have been prosecuted and all that stuff. But because everybody in the world have used biblical Bibles and all kinds of religion to demonize black people, the original people of earth, the original creators of everything just about when it comes to science and everything on earth, even education and all of that, you know what I'm saying? He should have rested and moved on, you know what I'm saying, as it is. You know what I'm saying? But we know when the demon Democrats is in trouble, they always pull out the black card, you see. And one of the things they pull out is the White House is established a national monument, you know what I'm saying, honoring Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you should be honoring him. Yeah, you should be honoring him. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, yes, you should. You know what I'm saying? But it said that you got to honor him after what they did to him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear that you using Emmett Till in order to try to get the White House to have some kind of value with creep Joe Biden and a dumbass one. But at the same time, you owe that to Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? Because you let shit like that go on. Even when it came to the Republican Party trying to stand up, you know what I'm saying, and do the right thing, and black people creating this TLC and different parties and all types of different parties that were trying to bring forth the government, you made sure you crush every single one of them and damn near murder off the people. Get out of my face. Even the three brothers, you know what I'm saying, that was in the Olympics that put up the black fist with the black gloves, they even went to some bullshit for standing up for their blackness in the fullness in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? But we see Nancy Pelosi done said next move could send shockwaves through politics. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in by, looks like Megan Dyke or whatever, 21 days ago, coming off the Washington Examiner. But we see speculations continue to mount as to whether or not, you know what I'm saying, former lioness Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Demon Democrat of California, and Luciferian City. Not every part of it, but Hollywood definitely is. You know what I'm saying? And where she comes from probably definitely is that. She probably do a lot of blood sucking and pedophilia and got a lot of them what do you call them things? Pre-K schools up in the mountains with a Baphomet worship of devil worship underneath the fucking building, you know what I'm saying, where they sacrifice and screw the little kids in the ass and shit, you know what I'm saying, and then send them back upstairs in the pre-care. When they go home, their body's bleeding, you know what I'm saying. She probably was a part of a lot of that orchestration as well, because they got to keep the hellfire burning, you see, and this is what they do, this nastiness, you know what I'm saying. And many movie stars and shit like that be involved in this shit, you know what I'm saying. Once they sign a contract, they got to go do that shit, you know what I'm saying, and be accused of it. Chuck Norris at one time was even accused of that. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Chuck Norris, chucking that little boy bum. You know what I'm saying? But we see, speculation, you know what I'm saying, continues to mount. You know what I mean? Over this dumb shit. But we see Nancy Pelosi opts out of another bid for office she's maintained since 1987. That's how long she was fucking up our government and fucking up the world as a whole. This means, we don't even want to read nothing from her dumb, stupid ass. You know what I mean? She needs to keep stepping. You know what I mean? Step. You know what I'm saying? But we see Trump going to say racism against white Americans is a bigger problem than racism against black Americans. I don't know about that one, but we know there is racism against you, even going back to Europe, even going back to Europe in the early centuries. You know what I'm saying? And very how they treated them. Half of them teeth wasn't this, and they had no dentistry. They weren't wearing no shoes. They looked dirty, hair matted. While the king sitting up there buffing his face, you know what I'm saying, like a damn woman with white powder putting a little dot, you know what I'm saying, and it got a wig on, you know what I'm saying, dressing like a damn girl and sniffing coke, you know what I'm saying? But we see surgery of the surgery of we see Americans has become a bigger problem that America has become a bigger problem than racism against black Americans. You know, the survey of 1,638 U.S. adults, which was conducted from July 13 to 17, shows that that among 2020 Trump voters, 62 said that the racism against black Americans is a problem today. You know what I'm saying? Against black Americans is a problem today. White, 73% say whites, while 73% say that the racism against white Americans is a problem also. It has always been both. So the survey really isn't saying too much. You know what I'm saying? As how much of a problem racism currently is, just 19% Trump voters, you know what I'm saying, describe, you know what I'm saying, racism against black people as a big problem. Twice as many, 37%, say racism against white Americans is a big problem. Trump voters and some identified, Trump supporters identified Republicans overlapping but not, you know, identical coherence or whatever, or cohorts or whatever, you know what I'm saying, are the only demographic group identified by Yahoo News and YouGov who are more likely to say racism against white Americans is a problem than to say the same about racism against blacks. You know what I'm saying? America, but the problem is, what you don't understand is racism against whites and blacks has happened more times over than you know. You know what I'm saying? It's a historical fact. You know what I'm saying? Even going back to Slovakia, you know what I'm saying, and in those days, you know, in the medieval times and shit like that. What do you think they did to the white people? You know what I'm saying? You should see some of the things that they probably did to them people that we don't even know that they did. You think we seen every single thing nastiness that they did up there in Europe and all that shit, and shit once they up there all doing it? Please. You know, like I said, half of the shit that you were to see all over this planet, including Africa, you know what I'm saying, would make you throw up. Serious. You don't want to walk through that. It'll make you puke. You just puke your guts the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at the deep state nonsense they're doing to little children and shit up to this day. You know what I'm saying? The pedophilia nonsense going on. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even doing nothing to raise them right and make sure that they're right. You know, all you want to do is ram a cock in them and this and that and that. You're not teaching them anything or anything like that. All you want to do is ram a cock in them. You ain't giving them a chance to grow up to where they do it, you know, they adults or legal age. No, you want to even ram it in a little baby just out the mother's stomach, still connected to the umbilical cord. You want to stick a cock in it. You nasty nigga. You nasty. You know what I'm saying? You're nasty. And that's a fact. We see tension heat up between Russia and Poland. Now Poland is in the situation, you know what I'm saying, Andrew Stanton, you know what I'm saying, on 7/20/22, you know what I'm saying, 2023 at, you know what I'm saying, 4:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to do all the criminal shit that you can possibly find to do, you know what I'm saying, in all ways. You know what I'm saying? And then you do it against the innocent. You know what I'm saying? in all ways. You don't even want them to grow up. You don't even want them to be legal age. You don't want them to. You want to make sure that they're little kids, and shit like that. What the fuck is up with that? So they told you that if you do the little boy in the bomb, you put your soul into that little boy and be reincarnated in the boy bomb. These people is fucking sick. Tensions between Russia and Poland are heating up. After Poland moved troops near the border with Belarus amid concerns about the Wagner Group presence into the region. When we see the situation, into the region. Russia President Vladimir Putin, exiled the Wagner Group, a Wagner Group leader, and so on. Against, he did this bullshit against Moscow. He's working for the deep state as well. Military leadership, last month, he had some kind of military leadership last month, fueling concerns about stability across Eastern Europe. Poland also shares the strategical leadership last month, fueling concerns about the stability and the critical North Sea border, critical of the northeastern border with Belarus. Transfer 1,000 troops near its border earlier this month due to these concerns, as a Russian lawmaker suggests the Wagner Group could attempt to seize the Swakaki, whatever, gap and cut off the Baltic state from the rest of Europe. Yeah, because this is Soros' business right here, to destabilize this whole region. To destabilize the whole region. That's what they're up to. They want to destabilize Europe and knock Europe back to the days of Germany just before the war. In Germany just before the war. But we see here in New York responds to a large disorderly group, at Washington Square Park in New York City, and call a level 1 mobilization to break it up. A bunch of black people and white people out there screaming at the cops. Oh yeah, they're doing the same thing they did with Black Lives Matter. This is how it started. They're trying to blame the cops for every fucking thing. And really all you doing is causing chaos and mass chaos. The cops don't need to be put under that pressure. What they need to do is we need to make it a better police department in all ways. We know corruption has been there for years. Just look at Jim Crow ass. He was down there using the police, and the police was down there beating the black people. And white people. Beating them and putting dogs on them and all kinds of stupid shit. Biting off women's breasts and all kinds of crazy shit. Biting off the black women's breasts and all kinds of shit. We see the Supreme Court is so corrupt. Oh yeah, it's corrupt, all right. The Supreme Court of the United States is so corrupt that it makes corruption look legal. Oh, of course, that's what I told them before. Anytime a president can appoint who he wants and then this and that and the third and all that, and they got to move these clowns around like a chessboard, and then they sit up there with a 20, 30, 40, 50, 100-year tenure, has got to stop. The Supreme Court needs to be shaken up, and some of that tenure needs to be taken away. And if they fuck around too much, the American people need to take away some of their power as well. To let them know who's in charge. But you see, you got so much different races of people mixing in America that the American people itself, don't even stand a chance. And all of y'all are migrants. So I don't give you that shit. It is so corrupt that it's ruled that corruption is the way democracy is supposed to operate. Yeah, democracy, you said it right. Demon mockery, DEMO, democracy. I mean, it's me. You know what I'm saying? They should be talking about our country and land and everything. You know what I'm saying? But we see the lawyer have warned me to say, to declare, you know what I'm saying, that I am not calling any of the judges corrupt in the law as it is currently interpreted. That's because they themselves have charged what can, no, that's because they have changed what they can be charged as a crime so that it moves further and further from the kind of transgressions, that move from the kinds of transgressions they and their class are likely to do. You know what I'm saying? They foolish shit, they foolish shit bad. The Supreme Court is so corrupt that they think other people can see that, other people, they think the Supreme Court is so corrupt they think that people can't see their corruption. And that is true. The Supreme Court is so corrupt that they can see the corruption when it is in their mirror. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of change that needs to be done that is not being done. You know what I'm saying? Even when we look at this, the FBI warned Congress against releasing documents alleging creepy Joe Biden bribery exclusive. Why would you warn them against some shit like that? He too big to fucking get fail. None of them are. You know what I'm saying? The people is who is the one you should be worrying about, because if they fail, the country fail. You know what I'm saying? You gone, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? We have repeatedly explained to Congress in a correspondence and in a briefing how critical it is to keep this source information confidential. The FBI, tells the message. See how crooked they are? Mm-hmm. But Donald Trump shit is spread all across the motherfucking board. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to creep Joe Biden and the Demon Democrat, they want to come with all love. They ain't supposed to say nothing. They balls licking ass. I don't never trust the FBI or none of them motherfucking CIA or none of them bitches. I would never put no trust in none of them. And guess what? They really need to be removed if they continue down the route that they're going. And that goes for all the people in the street barking at the police, you know what I'm saying, all over the place, and starting up that Black Lives Matter garbage again. You know what I'm saying? Running with Soros money and the bullshit to get the stable in our country. All them black people need to get the fuck out of our country, you know what I'm saying, and leave the police department alone. You know what I'm saying? Cut the bullshit out. You know what I'm saying? But we see Barack Obama critiques X. I don't want to hear nothing Barack North-based Luciferian blood-sucking gay ass has to say. You know what I'm saying? Anybody listening to that piece of shit. And then you got this other idiot up here talking about New York vibration or whatever, or whatever she is up here playing, I think, listening to Trump say, BS, he ain't fighting for us. Not is your fat ass. Please. Wherever she out there doing a small clip, giggling and laughing like a jackass. You know what I'm saying? When she ain't gonna step up and do shit to save nobody. And I think her name in the matter is her username is New York Vibration. You know what I'm saying? She up there talking about some New York vibration. The only vibration she got, is to stay off them sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Because you doing all the and all that laughing dumb shit, but you ain't doing nothing to save them off, and you never will. You know what I'm saying? You just an instigator working for the Demon Democrats as usual. But we see history has warning for Kevin McCarthy about expunging Trump impeachment. They need to expunge it and get rid of the piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a singular irony that Thomas Hart Benton of Missouri would prove one of President Andrew Jackson, you know what I'm saying, statutes defense in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Jackson we definitely won on top dog, and he was a Luciferian president at that. You know what I'm saying? He practiced that shit. Don't give me that shit. He might have even been the leading one to come up in our government with that garbage too. These two New York reps have already endorsed Trump for 2024. That's good to hear. We see Ukraine war. We see the Ukraine war